19th century England. Alfred Isaac Middleton was a passionate explorer, more so than his peers. He traveled all over the world, including Amazonia, Africa, and Asia. Exploring deep remote areas and encountering fierce native inhabitants were not a problem for him. The 1800s was also when an exploration boom occurred all over the world, which led Middleton to begin his journey in search for a final remote area that no one had reached yet. What caught his eye was the island of Sumatra, the sixth largest island in the world and an extremely fascinating place to explore. It was filled with dense jungles unreached by humankind, where presumably civilization had not blossomed yet. Immediately jumping into action, Middleton went all the way to Sumatra alone to begin his jungle exploration. While investigating the area, he learned about the existence of a lake named Lop Nur. Upon sensing the native inhabitants' reluctance to talk about the lake, he persistently conducted field research. As a result, he learned about a passage leading to Dolitu, a lost city located somewhere near the lake. Trying to figure out whether it was a mere local legend or a factual folktale, Middleton came up with a plan for his exploration to find the lost city. However, that was the end of his story, because he disappeared as he set out on his journey to find the ancient city. Middleton, like many explorers all over the world, became one of the unfortunate figures who ended up being buried in Mother Nature in the midst of their unreasonable explorations. Decades later, a shocking article was published in the Archaeological Journal of the Smithsonian, a large group of museums and education and research centers administered by the U.S. government. A former assistant of Arthur Conan Doyle, a friend of the explorer Sir John Morris, had a collection of documents about Alfred Isaac Middleton, and one of them revealed the explorer's incredible story. This document, which contains an exploration journal belonging to an explorer named Alfred Isaac Middleton, was kept in strict confidence by the British consulate and was redelivered to Doyle's former assistant due to a mistake in typing the recipient's email address. According to the record, Middleton had actually discovered the lost city of Dolitu, as well as treasures such as gold statues, before burying them somewhere in the jungle. Apparently, after confirming the existence of the city and returning to the village, Middleton went back to the jungle with a man named John Hargreaves for a second round of his exploration. Unfortunately, it was presumed that the two men either got lost in the dense woodlands on their way to Lake Lop Nur, or were attacked by native inhabitants, leading to their disappearance or deaths. This caused a controversy in academia. No substantial evidence, such as photos or diary records, were included both in the document released by Doyle's former assistant and the Smithsonian Journal. People began speculating whether everything was created for the pleasure of dilettantes, meaning that it was all fictional. Moreover, mainstream academia also dismissed claims regarding the matter as groundless, made-up stories. As a result, Middleton's bizarre exploration story seemed to end as nothing but a brief blip on the radar. That was until shocking photos of the exploration were released to the public. By the time Middleton's story was already forgotten by the public, several photos were shared on the internet, although who uploaded them in the first place has yet to be revealed. These photos, which were said to be uploaded by anonymous contributors on their personal websites, quickly spread through large community platforms all over the world. It is said that the photos have been taken in the city of Dolitu before Middleton went missing, and the sight of the lost city was truly shocking. We can see architectural styles and species that are difficult to understand even from a modern perspective, such as bizarre types of houses with a futuristic look, instead of the typical jungle houses, close to what existed in primitive civilizations, mysterious and unclassifiable animals, and structures resembling UFOs. Among them, a realistic sketch of Dolitu was included, which does not look like a mere village or tribe, but more like a huge, civilized group. Unfortunately, these photos do not have an exact basis. Although they are known as photos taken by Middleton, there is no substantial evidence to support their validity. Despite that, the exploration story itself was later published in a book titled Real Alfred Isaac Middleton, which attracted a lot of public attention. Scholars claim that this was all fabricated. There was also no official statement from the institutions that released all this information in the first place, the Smithsonian and the British consulate. Well then, what are these unbelievable stories and photos actually? Much later, on October 22, 2021, surprising news was published in The Guardian, a reputable British daily newspaper. A large number of gems, gold, and treasures worth millions of pounds had been discovered in the Musi River near Palembang, on the Indonesian island of Sumatra. There were varied amounts and types of treasures discovered by local fishing crews carrying out nighttime dives. In the last 5 years, extraordinary stuff has been coming up. Coins of all periods, gold and Buddhist statues, gems, all the kinds of things that you might read about in Sinbad the Sailor and think it was made up. It is actually real. When the civilization ended, their wooden houses, palaces, and temples all sank along with all their goods. Bobbing around snapping crocodiles, the local fishers, the modern sea people of Sumatra have finally unlocked the secret of Sirivyaha. The gems and gold discovered in a river in Sumatra leave us with several questions. Who was the owner of this ancient city? Could this be related with the Dolly II allegedly discovered by Middleton? This is what some people had to say regarding this very matter. Perhaps Middleton discovered an old mythical city that disappeared in time and spent the rest of his life in the jungle. The lost story of Dolly II, the Sumatran jungle. Its truth remains unrevealed to this day. This has been Strange Night.